Every construction project requires someone to design it and someone to build it. When heavy steel beams are swung into place, you are watching the physical execution of a legal relationship between the architect who drew the plans and the general contractor executing them in the field. That relationship is governed by the project delivery method. This is the foundational legal framework that dictates how responsibilities are assigned, who holds the contracts with the owner, and ultimately, who absorbs the financial risk when things go wrong. Choosing a delivery method that ignores your specific constraints builds friction into the project before a single shovel hits the dirt. Even a highly skilled contractor faces unnecessary hurdles if the contract structure actively works against the owner's operational reality. This scorecard matrix shows the 4 owner decision factors. Before selecting a contract, every organization must audit their readiness across these 4 variables: budget certainty, schedule flexibility, owner expertise, and risk allocation. First is budget certainty. You need to determine exactly how much cost risk you can tolerate. Some owners can absorb fluctuations during the build. Others require a locked-in fixed price before construction can even begin. Second is schedule flexibility. You must decide if your timeline requires fast-tracking, which allows the design and construction phases to overlap, or if you have the flexibility to complete the entire design before taking bids. The final 2 factors are owner expertise and risk allocation. Managing multiple contracts demands experienced internal staff. You must weigh your team's capacity against the division of risk, specifically who absorbs the cost of design errors versus construction delays. Selecting a delivery method is a strategic trade-off. You are balancing these 4 factors against your absolute limitations. For decades, the default method has been design, build, build, commonly known as DBB. It remains the standard for most public sector work today. This flowchart illustrates the DBB contract structure. The owner holds 2 entirely separate contracts. One goes to the architect or engineer, who holds the design risk, and the other goes to the general contractor, who holds all the construction risk. The primary advantage here is cost transparency. By waiting until the design is 100% complete before opening the project to competitive bidding, the owner typically secures the lowest initial first cost. But the sequential nature of DBB means you cannot fast-track the schedule. The builder must wait for the plans to be fully finished, meaning the general contractor cannot provide input on the constructability of the design while it is actually being drawn. This rigid separation frequently breeds adversarial relationships. If a design flaw is discovered during construction, the architect and the contractor point fingers, often resulting in expensive change orders for the owner. The Boston Public Library McKim building renovation utilized this method. Because it relied on fixed funding from public and philanthropic sources, the full design and preservation planning had to be completed sequentially before bidding to ensure open competition. Design, build, build maximizes budget transparency and auditability. It is a viable choice for owners with clear, well-defined scopes and zero schedule pressure. Projects bound to a strict market window or an uncompromising opening day require a completely different approach to the schedule. This flowchart shows the design-build structure. The owner holds one contract with a single design-builder entity. The industry calls this having one throat to choke. The builder holds both the design and construction risk. Design-build allows the design and construction phases to overlap. The contractor can begin pouring foundations while the architect is still finalizing the interior finishes. The trade-off is control. The owner transfers maximum risk away from themselves, but they surrender direct scrutiny over the design details to a contractor whose financial incentive is heavily tied to speed. When Gillette Stadium required major expansion work, the owners used design-build. A single entity was held accountable for delivery, ensuring the aggressive NFL schedule requirements were met without fail. Commercial developers and infrastructure projects lean on design-build when raw speed and early cost certainty matter more than micromanaging the aesthetic details. Large institutional projects like hospitals, universities, and courthouses present a specific dilemma. They require the fast-track speed of design-build, but demand the meticulous design control of design-bid-build. This diagram illustrates construction management at risk, or CMR. The owner holds 2 separate contracts, one with the architect and one with the construction manager. Crucially, the CM is engaged early to collaborate with the architect during the design phase. CMR relies on a GMP, or Guaranteed Maximum Price. This mechanism provides the owner with cost certainty when the design is only about 60% complete, allowing subcontractor bidding to begin early. Because the CM is involved during design, they perform early constructability reviews. This allows them to catch physical clashes on paper, preventing delays in the field. However, CMR demands a highly sophisticated owner. You must manage the inevitable tension between the architect administering the contract and the CM holding the GMP. And you must pay a higher pre-construction fee for that early collaboration. In places like Massachusetts, public entities can use CMR under Chapter 149A, but the state heavily regulates it. Owners must apply to the Inspector General and execute a strict two-phase selection process. By paying a premium for early collaboration, institutional owners use CMR as a safeguard against catastrophic sealed errors on highly complex builds. Beyond the primary three methods, there are specific contract structures designed for highly specialized owners operating at the extreme ends of the risk spectrum. This network diagram details CM agency. Here, the owner effectively acts as the general contractor, holding direct contracts with every specialized trade. The construction manager sits off to the side, acting purely as an unconflicted advisor with zero financial stake in the construction. This leaves the owner bearing 100% of the construction risk, requiring massive internal project management capacity to coordinate the prime contractors. The exact opposite approach is integrated project delivery. This Venn diagram shows the structure of IPD. The owner, architect, and builder sign a single multi-party agreement with liability waivers. They pool their financial risk and reward, agreeing to share the gains or losses based on the project outcome, not their individual contributions. These outlier methods strip away standard industry firewalls. You either need the internal resources to manage agency or the open book accounting to trust IPD. Theory only matters if you can apply it. Executives must map their operational reality directly to the correct legal framework. Map constraints on a flowchart. For tight budgets and rigid laws, default to design bid build for the lowest cost. To fast-track schedules, choose design build. For complex facilities managed by experienced in-house teams, utilize CM at risk for early constructability input and a guaranteed maximum price. Ultimately, project delivery is a people method. Success depends on the trust, performance, and cooperation of the individuals holding the contracts. While no contract can eliminate external variables like supply chain delays, selecting the delivery method that honestly matches your organization's internal expertise and budget tolerance reduces the risk of project-killing conflict.